24/7, and you can also click on the Join the Team link at brightsideben.com. Our number today on the Bright Side is 855-660-4261. If you have questions about health or nutrition or prescription drugs, if you have a health challenge that you want to address using nutrition, we can help you do that at 855-660-4261. Try to get on board early so we can get to as many calls as possible. We're talking about connective tissue and how the importance of breaking the body down into its component parts in order to address health challenges. I was reading my Facebook page here, or a Facebook page, while we were on break. A guy named Brady wrote a little note. He says he's looking for some advice. His question is if anyone can direct him to anything that can reduce the puffiness and swollen look of bags under his eyes. So this guy Brady continues on saying that he blames his congenital eye condition. His left eye is underdeveloped and his eyes are smaller than they should be, and he wants to know if somebody has a skin cream or a technique to reduce the puffy look. And I'm going to write this guy a letter back, and I'm going to address his question personally, but it reminds me of the basic fundamental misunderstandings that we have about how the human body is structured. Puffiness under the eyes has nothing to do with skin. And I know there's all kinds of skin care products that purport to be able to take care of puffiness under the eyes. And this poor guy, Brady, he's just reading advertisements and listening to so-called skincare professionals telling him that, oh, you got to rub this cream on, the puffiness will disappear. And I see the commercials just like you guys do for products that tell you that if you got puffy eyes, then you rub something on your skin, the puffiness will go away. Well, this is why we're breaking the body down into its components. The surface of the body, the so-called epithelia, what we call the skin, has nothing to do with the connective tissue underneath in terms of treatments. You can't address the connective tissue underneath, which is where puffiness is occurring, by putting something on top of the skin. With very few exceptions, you can't address connective tissue at all by putting something on top of the skin. I say very few exceptions because there are a couple of things that you can do, but not a lot. For the most part, if you have a puffiness under the eyes, if you have wrinkles, if you have boils or zits, you have a condition that looks like it's a skin problem, but it's really occurring deep underneath. And you can't address these deep underneath problems by putting stuff on top of the skin. But if we don't distinguish the various components of the body, we're not going to be able to make this kind of distinction. We're going to say, oh, well, it looks like it's on the skin. It looks like I have puffiness is on the skin. I'll rub a cream on it, and the puffiness will go away. But if we start to break the body up into its components, if we distinguish the parts of the body, it becomes more understandable that, hey, the puffiness is underneath. It looks like it's coming up on the skin because I can only see the skin. But if we know that there's connective tissue underneath the skin, well, then we say, well, maybe I got to start to address the connective tissue. Indeed, puffiness is a connective tissue problem. The connective tissue called the blood and the circulatory system. The blood and the circulation are part of the connective tissue. If you have puffiness anywhere, you got a connective tissue problem, not a surface problem, which means you got to address the connective tissue. Now, before we went to break, we were talking about non-nutritional strategies for addressing the connective tissue, and the most important is to let the body know it's safe under conditions of threat, under conditions of survival, under conditions of emergency, whether these threats and survival or emergency conditions are psychological or mental or emotional or spiritual or physical, the body will shrivel up. When we are scared, we will go into a fetal position, literally and metaphorically. Our bones will go into a fetal position. Our blood will go into a fetal position. Aging is the visible manifestation of the various components of a body curling up and preparing to die. That's what aging really is. And you can see it dramatically in an older person. Somebody who's in their 80s or 90s, they've got that shriveled up look. That's, in effect, the body going into a fetal position from long-term survival threats. When the body doesn't think it's safe, it will not marshal its resources to growth. It will marshal its resources for protection. Protection and growth are opposites. You can either be safe or you can either thrive. You're not doing both. If you're concerned about safety, and there's a real important metaphor in terms of our government and in terms of just walking through the airport. If we have a governmental system that is obsessed with keeping everything safe, keeping us safe purportedly, it will prevent us from thriving. And that's what's really wrong, in my opinion. That's what's really wrong with our political system and with our social system. We're so obsessed with safety. We're so obsessed with certainty. We're so obsessed with security that we have deprived ourselves of our ability to grow and to thrive. And it's true about the body as well. When we're obsessed with certainty and obsessed with security, we are not going to be able to grow and thrive. The most important thing we can do for our body in terms of anti-aging, and it involves nutrition, and it involves good food choices, but really it's about telling the body it's safe, giving the body the gift of safety and security, giving the body the gift of kind, loving thoughts that tell the body it's safe, giving the body the gift of joyful thoughts that tell the body it's safe. Feelings of love and joy tell the body it's secure, it's okay to grow, it's okay to thrive, it's okay to repair. Protein, amino acids, nutrients, the mighty 90 work because they tell the body that it's safe. Abundant nutrition, which is what supplements do, the BTT, the Beyond Tangy Tangerine, the Essential Start Pack, they work because they're telling the body it's safe. They communicate the message to the body that the world has abundant resources, there's plenty of food, there's plenty of nutrients, and it's okay to shunt energy to direct resources to thrival functions like growth and healing and repair and defense, all of which are the hallmark signs of anti-aging and a healthy body. On the other hand, feelings of fear, thoughts of fear from a biochemical perspective tell the body it's not safe. Fear of vaccines, fear of mercury, fear of the New World Order, fear of the government, fear of the police, fear of our parents, fear of our wives, fear of our mothers-in-law or anything else is never, ever in the body's interest beyond an instantaneous getting the heck out of that situation. Chronic, long-term fear is not in the body's response. If anything you read about or hear or watch on TV provokes a fear response, you can rest assured that while you're in that fear response, your body is contracting, your body is shriveling, you're running higher risks for degenerative diseases, you're running higher risks for immune problems, you're running higher risks for cancer and for shingles and for every other horrible thing that you could think of happening to the body. Fear moves us on the highway of degeneration, on the highway of accelerated aging, on the highway of wrinkles and early death. Watching the news is a type of slow suicide, and it's no wonder that there's a close relationship between the news and the military-industrial complex that thrives on our fear. This shriveling up, this fear contraction response is the aging response. It is the degenerative disease response, whether we're talking bones or muscles or organ systems or whatever. All right, I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Brightside. We're coming back with your phone calls right after this. Don't go away.
Did you know that organic sulfur can cleanse and defend your body against the poisons we're exposed to each day? Organic sulfur crystals from sulfurdefense.com help by forcing oxygen and nutrition into your cells while eliminating heavy metals, contaminants, and damaging radiation. Defend yourself and family from toxic assault with one of the most critical and essential minerals available today. Order online at sulfurdefense.com. That's sulfurdefense.com or call 800-593-6273.
Please pay attention, folks. AmericanSurvivalWholesale.com is a Christian, veteran-owned wholesale preparedness company. Our mission is to get the Word of God out to all those in need of a Bible and who cannot afford one. We also provide great tasting freeze-dried food from only 50 cents per serving, GMO-free food, over 1,000 preparedness items. Plus, for a limited time, type in the word Genesis at checkout and get a free King James Bible with every purchase. That's AmericanSurvivalWholesale.com.
Do you owe the IRS money that you can't pay? Are tax liens and levies ruining your life? Are you tired of being afraid just to go to the mailbox? If this describes you, then Dan Pilla can help.
Hi, I'm Dan Pilla, and I've been solving tax problems for more than 30 years. In fact, I wrote the book that made it possible to negotiate settlements with the IRS, and I've helped thousands of people do exactly that. Call now at 800-346-6829 to learn how I can help you. You know your IRS debt will not go away by itself, but you don't have to live in fear anymore. New changes to IRS policies will help more people than ever before eliminate their debts once and for all. There's no need for you to suffer another day with IRS debt. Call 800-346-6829. I can help you eliminate wage and bank levies, release tax liens, and negotiate a settlement with the IRS that will put your tax nightmare behind you forever. Call 800-34-NO-TAX or go to my website, taxhelponline.com. That's taxhelponline.com.
Curious about what comes next? Next is the feeling of vulnerability you get after you arrive home to discover your house has been ransacked by burglars. Fool the bad guys with a new improved fake TV. You asked for it, we listened, and we made our new fake TV 3 times brighter than our previous model. The brightness of our new fake TV is equivalent to a 40-inch TV. It simulates the color and motion of a real TV while you're away from home. And when burglars think someone is home watching television, they're likely to pass your house and move on to an easier target. The new, brighter fake TV is only $39.95 and includes free shipping. Go to faketv.com or call 1-877-5-FAKE-TV. That's 877-532-5388 or go to faketv.com. Fake TV, the burglar deterrent.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right. General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for under $30,000. You heard right. That's 5,000 square feet under $30,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100 foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait. So call 866-91-STEEL. Lock in your price now. Take delivery in spring. 866-91-STEEL. That's 866-917-8335.
Great news, pure water lovers. BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com has a special discount offer for all GCN listeners. You can't do better than a Big Berkey for economy. For only 1.7 cents a gallon, a single set of filters can last for 5 to 10 years. There's none better than a Big Berkey for emergency preparedness as a backup water source. And you just can't beat a Big Berkey to remove dangerous chlorine, all types of fluoride, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, parasites, and unhealthy byproducts from municipal water. Berkey water filter systems are even powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. For the gold standard in water filters, get a Big Berkey at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. And all GCN listeners get 5% off all ceramic filter systems. For details, call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
Great minds think alike. The network for the independent-minded. The Genesis Communications Network. GCN.
All right, we're back on the Brightside. I am Pharmacist Ben. Thank you for being here. If you're out in the Santa Cruz area or the Bay Area, I'll be doing a talk on March the 7th in Santa Cruz. Not sure exactly where it's going to be. That's a Friday evening. If you're in the Bay Area, Santa Cruz, or anywhere out there, San Francisco or Napa, we would love to see you. That's the Santa Cruz on March the 7th. I guess it's in a couple weeks on a Friday evening. Hopefully we'll see you out there. Okay, our number is 855-660-4261. Try to get on board early so we can get to as many calls as possible. If you want to purchase any longevity products, you can call the Brightside Ben phone team at 866-735-2470. Tomorrow we'll continue talking about building connective tissue. I'm not going to talk any more about fear, although it is really important, super important. So many times we focus on the physical aspects. We forget how important the emotional and mental and indeed spiritual aspects are when it comes to building the body and keeping degenerative disease at bay and helping us live our God-given allotment, our divine allotment of 120 or so years. Okay, let's see. Time to hit the phones. Queen Latifah. I think we talked to you yesterday. Is this Latifah in Missouri? What's going on?
Yes.
What's going on, Queen
Ben,
Latifah?
how are you?
Doing good.
Hello.
How are you?
Oh, good. I'm doing well today. To reiterate what I went over the other day, I'm 9 weeks pregnant, 41 years old, and I have fibroid tumors.
Okay. Want some help?
Didn't think I could get pregnant because of that, but this is kind of like a miracle to me.
Well, your body wants to get pregnant, and that's what the body does. That's one of its main things, is it gets pregnant. So you're right. Fibroids typically will keep you from getting pregnant, but it's not so much the fibroids that are doing it, it's the cause of the fibroids. Fibroids